Hello, Antioch Community High School. Welcome back to your weekly weather forecast. I'm Caleb Kwazaborski. Let's hop right into next week. So, for the week of December 16th, we're finally approaching finals, but also Christmas break. So let's see how the weather will be for then. Monday, you're going to see that I have two types of text here. I have text in white and text in Sequoia Cardinal red. The text in the red is away events, and the text in white is stuff at home. So you're going to see Monday we have women's bowling here at home, and men's basketball away. For that, a high of mid-40s and a low of mid-30s. Pretty nice temperatures given what we experienced last week. Tuesday, once again, women's bowling here at home, but women's basketball away. For that, it gets just a little bit colder, mid-30s as your high, and high 20s as your low. Wednesdays, we finally start finals. For those, it's periods 1, 2, and 4, and we have men's bowling here at home. For that, a high of mid-30s and a low of high 20s. Once again, kind of keeping relatively consistent. Thursday, finals once again, 3, 8, 5 for the periods. For that, it gets even colder with a high of low 30s and a low of mid-20s. Friday, once again, the last day of finals, 7 and 6 for them. But we have wrestling. You're going to see in the parentheses, the W is we have a wrestling meet away, but the women's meet is here at home. And then women's basketball, once again, also away. For that, a high of high 20s and a low of low 20s. It gets just a little bit colder. We keep relatively consistent temperatures on Saturday with almost all away events, but JV wrestling here at home. For that, a high of low 30s and a low of low 20s. And then Sunday, a cheerleading invitational away. For that, once again, these last 2 days kind of stay relatively the same. A high of low 30s and a low of low 20s. I do not have the slides for next week, obviously for the break, so I will get an email out then. But I can kind of give you a clue and a hint as to what I believe it will be like. I believe that the temperatures you see here, if you average them all out, so like a high of low to mid-30s and a low of mid to high 20s, should be what is normally seen next week during Christmas and everything. So just for that as a heads up, it should be relatively nice. Unfortunately, also with that comes the chance that we're probably not going to get a white Christmas just due to the fact that we've not seen much, if any, snow, and it's not going to stick. I know that there might be some snow in the middle of this week, but it'll be less than 3 inches, and the snow quality will be rather dusty, so it's not going to be the best kind of snow that you're going to enjoy. For the temperature outlook, once again, I'm kind of keeping the same thing as is normal with a La Nina into El Nino winter. We have above average temperatures. It's going to stay like this, but going on, you're going to see that we're near normal precipitation. That's just because we have these quick clipper systems that come by and kind of get us with just a little sprinkle of snow or even rain depending on the temperature. And then obviously I know that last week I covered the December 10th, 2021. Now it's time to recover December 15th, 2021. Once again, the 3-year anniversary of this event. This was a derecho event, and it kind of occurred over the Middle Plains, which is pretty unusual for middle of December. You would think it kind of stays south. But this was a freak event. Not many people knew that it would be this impactful. But going into the impacts and the statistics, we had 5 direct fatalities and 2 indirect. Over 600,000 power outages, and this could be attributed to flooding, to the wind, and to the snow risks of the system. Damage overall, $1.8 billion in 2021 dollars in damages. For tornadoes, just the pure count of tornadoes, 120 of them, which is the most tornadoes in a single outbreak during December. For that, 33 EF2s. We had no intense tornadoes. Intense tornadoes, once again, are EF3 or above, But significant tornadoes start at EF2. So we did have 33 significant tornadoes. For some of the other non-severe aspects of this, we had 8 inches of rainfall and 5 feet of snow in separate areas, of course, but it was reported both in California. For the non-thunderstorm wind gust, the highest one was 112 miles per hour, not caused by a thunderstorm. It was in Colorado. Once again, that could also be attributed to higher elevation there, so more of the upper winds in the atmosphere can reach down. So that could be attributed to why it was so high. And for the thunderstorm wind gusts, this is in Kansas, but also Iowa. But the highest one was 100 miles per hour of just straight line wind, which is very significant. And you're going to kind of see in this graphic, this had a ton of tornado warnings, and it was pretty well forecast by the National Weather Service and by the Storm Prediction Center. You see the moderate risk was for only wind. It was only a hatched wind risk, which means that they did expect significant wind gusts. For the tornado risk, if I recall correctly, it was only a 10 sig, which is what we see with most tornado events, most significant ones at least, it's like, okay, I'm relatively confident in an event occurring, but maybe the intensity of the tornadoes is questionable. But obviously, here, a lot of tornadoes did occur because in these straight-line derecho events, it is very likely that they kind of just spin up tornadoes, very short-lived, but can always be significant. And I was doing some research. There's 2 types of derechos. This one was a serial derecho. I would love to go into the details about it, but basically, one is created during the summer where it's super hot and they kind of just appear because it's so unstable and just a quick thunderstorm that bursts up can grow quickly. Those are progressive derechos. The ones kind of created by these very deep low pressure systems that kind of have a lot of forcing, which means that they can get a ton of storms to pop up along like a cold front. These are the serial derechos. So this was what that one was in December. But that does it for your weekly weather forecast number 17.